What's up, everybody? Welcome to the EZPZ podcast, episode 53, take 2. I can't believe we had to do this again, man. We had such a solid episode. That's okay.
It's okay.
No
it's
hate,
okay.
no hard feelings, only love on the EZPZ podcast.
Namaste.
Namaste. All right, join me this week. Nick.
What's up, guys?
Alex.
How you doing?
Alex Bush.
That's me.
Alex Bush, been a friend of Nick's for... Nick, go ahead and introduce Alex. Come on. He was in your wedding?
Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about.
Alex and I go way back. Way back to Smith Grind and Curbs.
What does that mean?
Probably before that.
Explain to listeners what that means. Not all of our listeners are skateboarders or goons. What do you call them?
Goons? What? Goons. Yeah, we're the Joker's goons. No, Alex is a longtime friend of the... I love him. I don't know what else to say. He's been in my life forever.
Yeah, you guys went to high school together.
Yeah.
Right? Or middle school?
High school.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys rolled around with the same crew as Luis, who's been on the podcast before, and Easy Peasy and Chill. The same episode you were on.
Yeah, I brought Luis kind of into Nick's life.
Right, pretty much.
I hung out with Luis in middle school, and then in between my 8th grade year and freshman year. I met
So where at in Des Moines?
Altoona.
Altoona, okay. So you're East Siders for the listeners playing at home.
Far East Siders?
I
grew up in Mitchellville, which is farther east.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Just as long as we get some geography.
In the boonies.
Yeah, middle of nowhere.
What's your favorite shit? Like, explain to us your favorite movie or game or music, of course. Maybe.
Yeah, I would say my favorite movies, like I love The Iron Giant, and then one that most people haven't watched is What We Do in the Shadows. It's like it's like a mockumentary about like vampires living in a house together.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. That one's great.
Favorite movie or TV shows?
TV shows, I don't really know.
You don't watch too much TV?
I watch just whatever's on. Like, I turn on, like, procedurals, like Law and Order and stuff when I'm doing work, and just listen to them.
Interesting.
Because I can, like, hear the beginning, hear the end, don't really know what happened in the middle, but can figure it out. So.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
makes sense.
Ice-T is always like, I can't believe some kid was touched by an adult, and they're like, Ice-T, this has happened 100 times by now.
Right on. Okay, favorite music, because I mean, this whole entire podcast is framed around music.
So I guess genre-wise, like Skepta is one of my favorite rappers. He's a British rapper. He just released a new EP. I haven't listened to it yet, but that's super exciting. AFI, that's my shit. Like Art of Drowning, Sing the Sorrow, like
Older AFI. Then.
I like their new stuff too.
Burials is really good.
But yeah, AFI is my shit. And then
the new album, the Blood album, is really good.
Yeah, the Blood album.
Super good.
And then like anything Andrew McMahon does, like Something Corporate was my shit. Jack's Mannequin, Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness, like any of that's really cool. So
and we'll revisit that in a little bit later in the pod. Okay, favorite game. I want to hear your favorite video game.
Oh, man.
Or system. You can do system or era.
So, like, I was super into PlayStations. Like, I grew up PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4. But, like, they've kind of lost the console race. Like, the thing is, like, Xboxes now are just, like, a whole audio or a whole home system. I just use my Xbox way more.
Okay, so you, in your eyes, they have... Because obviously, officially, the PS4 sold almost double the Xbox One. But... in your eyes, you like it as an all-in-one system.
It's an all-in-one. Like, pure gaming. Like, I love the exclusive games on PS4, and I still play it. Right. But I use my Xbox way more because it controls everything in my TV, my stereo, everything. For sure. It's just more convenient.
So, in E3 2013, when they were announcing, like, all the kind of, like, specs and everything, you were super excited, jacked on...
I actually did not want it at all.
Okay.
Like, I bought 3 of each console when they launched and sold them and basically made my money back. Plus, so I kept both of them, and over time I've just found I'm using the Xbox more. But like, I've still play the shit out of my PS4 when I have a chance.
For sure, that's how I got like a free Switch because I sold 4, kept the 5th, ended up making about $350, $400. So even after tax, I made a little bit of profit. Cool. I'm glad the listeners got to know you. You're gonna be on the podcast more in the future. Nick and I are pretty much the staples. I'm trying to bring in that forever rotating third chair type thing. But let's catch up the listeners with what's happened. Because the last time we recorded was episode 52. Nick and I did a duo cast. It was on December 6th, 2016. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been almost a year.
Yeah, I mean, to the day. I'm going to run through what's gone down in the world, bullet point style,
Rapid fire.
rapid fire. Yeah, let's spit game right now. So Starboy by The Weeknd had just come out. Adele's new album. So those two heavy hitters came out in November and were popping off, selling out like crazy for Black Friday 2016. Gaming. Nick and I were talking about gaming that episode. I guess I should talk about what we were talking about that episode. But Xbox One. You had gotten the Xbox One.
Yep. Just bought it.
Haven't played it for a long time, but we'll get into that. You've been playing it recently. Okay, so what's happened? Well, Donald Trump won the election. That sucks, right? We already knew that, but he officially became the president in January this year with the inauguration. The United Passenger Dragging, that was a thing. Fidget spinners were all the craze, all the rave. Now they're like 50 cents to $1 in the discount aisle. Chris Cornell died. Kofefe, that was a thing on Twitter. Thanks DT, whatever the fuck. Hashtag FDT, right? Is that the rapper? What's the rapper that does that?
You lost me.
21 Savage or something. Oh, he has that song, "Fuck Donald Trump."
Oh yeah. Okay.
Chester Bennington dies. I mean, rest in peace. I mean, that hits us home. This generation way harder than Chris Cornell, in my opinion.
That stuff we definitely grew up on. All of us probably. No.
Nah, Chris Cornell like shaped music.
For
like,
for sure. Like, for you, but yeah.
No, just like in general, like people talk about, like Nirvana shaped the '90s. Pearl Jam was way more influential.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't disagree. I liked Audio Slave because I liked that music video and that one song that came out in like early 2000s. But transgender service ban was going to be a thing. Ended up not being a thing, as Alex pointed out in the pre-game. The new Spider-Man, Charlottesville protests, Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Irma, Hurricane Maria. Nintendo Switch came out. It's doing great. Been doing awesome. Lots of great games come out. I've been playing it like crazy. Just beat Super Mario Odyssey last night or 2 nights ago. Yeah, shootings. I mean, they're all on the rage. I mean, I mean, they're all the rage, guys. Poor wording. Sorry. But they are awful. I mean, like it's gone up. It's gone up, right?
Yeah.
But overall,
actually,
safest times.
They've gone down.
Shootings have gone up.
No, they've gone down. They're just more deadly.
Okay. Good point. They're more deadly. There's more deaths by guns.
There are more casualties, but the actual shootings have steadily gone down. They're just more reported now and have more casualties.
And I shouldn't say death by guns. That's wrong. It's death by gunmen.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's not the gun's fault. It's the mentally... Okay. Capacity. All right, let's dip in.
That could be a whole different lemon.
We're losing that momentum. Okay, no, but Hollywood's crazy right now. I'm going to end it with that because that's kind of where we're at.
Current news.
Yeah, I mean, Stranger Things came out a few weeks ago, but we can
no
skip
big deal.
that.
It's only Stranger Things.
Yeah, it's only season 2, which is kind of sucky, but you know.
Yeah. I mean,
hey, Lydia and I are halfway through.
I'll hold my tongue on that one until you finish it.
Hollywood is crazy, though. Harvey Weinstein opened up the floodgates for, then it was who? Kevin Spacey, the CEO of NPR. These are just the big one, tentpole like allegations. Now Louis C.K. this week.
I was going to say.
Head of Amazon's videos.
Okay.
Like Amazon's production company.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was like a judge.
Judge Roy Moore. Yeah.
Like we're getting it from Hollywood, we're getting it from government, we're getting it from entertainment, we're getting it from music now.
Yeah. So let's pop it off right there. So we could have talked about Louis C.K. probably because that one's more. I mean, it's just. I feel like that one's just kind of a little bit more gray. Yeah. I'm not saying he's wrong. See, that's the thing. We could talk about it forever. But Jesse Lacey. That one hits these three people here talking to your ears right now, listeners. That hits us way harder than probably any of them, in my opinion. Because we just saw Brand New. We love Brand New. I mean, every single album they've come out with has been one of our favorites. Mm-hmm. Science Fiction's my favorite.
Huh? Not Daisy.
yeah. Dude, I kind of like a few of the songs on Daisy. But, Science Fiction's my favorite album of the year. It beats out Damn at the moment. I mean, I still have to do that refresh where I go from January on in December and then figure it out by end of December. What was my favorite album? But Science Fiction, yeah, one of my favorites.
That's a good point you brought up because that's something that Alex brought up before the show is, separating allegations from the music. Like, you can still...
Yeah, it's separating the person from the art. Some people can't do that. Some people are just like, hey, this is this person made this, and so I can't have anything to do with it. And like, I understand that, and I respect that opinion, but like, I can respect the product because it's more than just one person.
Right. So in this case, for sure, it's more than just. I guess that's a good point.
But even with the movies,
Kevin Spacey's not the only one that was amazing in American Beauty, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, he was top 3 probably for me, top 3 actors of all time in my eyes. And then I was just thinking last night we were watching American Psycho, and I was like, yeah, he's no longer in that. I can't respect him. Like, I just can't respect anything about him. So Christian Bale has probably like gone into that now. Maybe I still have to figure it out.
Is your top 3 actors?
Yeah.
Is your favorite Kevin Spacey part his Call of Duty Future Warfare? Where
No, I think Kit Harington beats him out 2 years later. He was just more prime for the part. No. But can you elaborate about like Alex? Can you elaborate for the listeners? What was his statement? How is the music world in the industry kind of like taking that statement?
So Martha, who's touring with them on their UK dates, put out a statement yesterday where they're pulling off the tour completely.
Whoa.
So they're not going to open at any of the UK or Scotland shows, which are basically sold out. So props to them, or whatever you want to call that for them. But basically the allegations are basically he would fly girls around the country and hook up with them, or he'd buy them lingerie and have them send suggestive photos. There's girls.
So how is that wrong?
But hold on.
Okay.
There's girls that were said this started when they were 14 or 15, which make Jesse Lacey at the time probably 22 or 23. So we're talking 8 to 10 years older at that time. So, and he'd like send them text messages and say, posing this suggestive stuff with all this stuff I got you. And they were just kind of like, oh, this dude that's super important, my favorite band, is asked me to do this. Right. So they take underage photos of themselves and send them to Jesse Lacey.
Would this have been like maybe back in like MySpace time?
Yeah, this would be back then. I'd heard rumbles about this years ago back then. Like, I knew a couple girls that had talked to Jesse Lacey and were like, hey, this dude's kind of a creep. But it seems to go much further than that. He put out a statement late last night or earlier this morning that basically said, hey guys, I was a sex addict and I drink a lot. So I don't really think that's an excuse to like target underage girls that are your fans. But the comment section is damning. There's a couple girls that talk about like for 10 years he bought them plane tickets and expected them to just fly to a hotel and meet him on like a drop of a penny.
For just a night of rest like when he was just gonna be at his whole band's like on tour resting at a hotel, which doesn't happen like very often for bands like that.
And the thing you have to think about too is like, I'm not saying he did it. I'm not saying he didn't do it, because we've forgotten about this whole innocent until proven guilty. It's just kind of gotten to this point where there's an allegation and it's automatically believed.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard things growing up, so this one doesn't surprise me at all. I was expecting this one to come out. Mm-hmm. But like I said, there's no physical proof yet. There's just allegations, but there's a lot of them. And anymore, if there was one, maybe two, it could be like, okay, someone's just, but when you start having allegations just pile up, then you gotta start.
It's the Bill Cosby thing, right? Like hundreds of women started, like a few women, okay.
Right.
But 100, it sucks that it has to take like so many.
Yeah, I'm not saying that like one woman coming out shouldn't be believed.
Right.
And I totally believe everything should be taken seriously. What I'm saying is like, yeah, when you have like one woman come out, and then 3 come out, 5 more come out, then that gets kind of hard to be like, oh, they're just doing this for, to say things.
But well, they want the spotlight or whatever. Like, that's what people say.
A lot of people, when these allegations first come out, they'll just deny it for the most part. And then, once they start piling up, like you were saying, then they're like, well, okay. And then it's just like, are they just admitting it to just be done with it and get away from it? Or are they, who was telling the truth? Or some of the girls just want to jump on the bandwagon and be like, oh, I want to be part of this.
With Jesse Lacey and Louis C.K., both of those were pretty fucking like cop out apologies. They were like blanket apologies. That's like, I should have known better. Dude, you should have known better. Like, that's not, you need to be issuing an apology, not being like, I guess mansplaining it away. Being like, hey guys, wasn't my fault. say, I thought I had consent, or I thought they were older. Like,
Yeah.
that's not an excuse. Like,
There was a lot of good parts about Louis C.K.'s apology, though. Like, he actually named the victims, which is something that they don't do a lot of the time. They make it about them and about, like you were saying, like about their way to weasel out of it. And he also, I just think there was a lot of good parts. There was a lot of green versus like a lot of red, like scribble outs. There's a lot of good, like, okay, you did okay on this part. Compared to most apologies, in my opinion. But Jesse Lacey, this thing is going to be going crazier and crazier. Hollywood's going to burst. Yep. And like you were saying, Nick, it's not just Hollywood. It's the music industry. It's everything. Yeah. It's every industry, the gaming, the video. Yeah, politics.
Yeah, I think we've hit just about every, like, category of, I don't know, social media.
It's going to keep going. Like, ugh.
He came out against a Drake professor yesterday on Facebook. So,
really?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's good, I guess, that all this is coming out, and I think maybe since these big stories are happening, and now people are like, okay, like, I feel good, I can, like, tell my story now, maybe, and that's why we're getting an influx of all these things happening at once. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's move on into something else. We want to catch up the listeners with our Halloween shenanigans, even though we're 2 weeks removed, but hey, we still want to catch you up because that's it's a big deal for this friend group, which has multiplied, quadrupled in size thanks to Electric Force and you and Shayna getting married over there. So go ahead, Alex, explain what happened with Halloween. We were in New Orleans.
So I'm going to take it back to July real fast.
July? All right, take us all the way back.
So we were sitting on the edge of the river just watching fireworks, and Isaac had gone to Voodoo Fest in New Orleans for the last 2 years, and I was like, yeah, guys, we should do this. And we looked up ticket prices, and they were like $130 for the 3-day concert. So
which is nuts.
Yeah.
Electric Force is $350, $300. Right. And if you want to do Maple Woods, it's $550. If you want to do Good Life, it's $750.
Right.
So we just all kind of weirdly decided on the edge of the river that we're going to Voodoo. And actually made it happen and had 9 people end up going. So we flew in the 27th.
Yeah.
Which was a Thursday.
We all flew in on the Thursday before this 3-day music festival, Friday through Sunday. 4 of us, me, Daniel, Madison, and Clem. So Clem, you're going to end up hearing on the podcast next week. Hopefully, yeah. He hasn't ever been on. He's been interested, but he was living in Chicago last time we were recording regularly. Right. So now that he's moved to Des Moines with Madison, that's her boyfriend. Friend of the show, he'll be on. But anyway, we did a bike tour and everything. Then you and visit some mausoleums. That was really neat. But then you and Lydia get in.
Hold on, can we ask you what happened on the bike tour, Sean?
Oh,
I don't know, man.
That Snapchat. I wish I could save people's Snapchats.
I was gonna ask Daniel to send it, but basically I got cut off by 2 cars and I got lost.
And then awkwardly carried his bike across train tracks.
Oh man!
They're like, there's a road he could have ridden on, but he just...
No, I'm stubborn, okay? But yeah, I really did get cut off by 2 cars because there was 2 like older, retired, I think, some like older women from Canada, Toronto, that were riding with us. And I let them go ahead of me, probably shouldn't have, and then 2 cars cut me off. And we were like in the streets of New Orleans,
right?
Like Louisiana, like some neighborhood that's kind of run down because it had been hit so hard with Hurricane Katrina. Still recovering 10 years later.
You know what they should do to negate that? No option of doing that. Just get like a 10-person tandem bike. You can't get lost.
They have those, right? We have them in downtown Des Moines. We should do them sometime. Where like you're facing each other and you're on like a table.
What? No, the drink tours.
Yeah,
no, what he's talking about is like a legit 10-person tandem bike where everybody's right behind each other. Those things you couldn't turn with those. Like you'd hit a corner, and you'd be like you'd have to have the sticker like semi's wide right turn.
Yeah. For sure. No, but those were motorized or electric bikes, I should say. So it was really fun. You didn't really have to work hard because you're on vacation, cool.
Right.
But shout out to Buzz Nola Bike Tour. But let's get into the actual Voodoo Music Festival, City Park, New Orleans, outdoor music festival. It's good to kind of frame that for the listeners.
Can we talk about the giant slushie I drank real fast?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and dip into Thursday night. So, again, sorry, guys. So bouncing around.
Lydia and I got in on Thursday night, and then we went to Bourbon Street and ate and drank and drank. So we went to this place called Old
Nolan's Cookery,
and we just ordered like almost half the menu. So we ordered gator, we ordered bread pudding, we ordered po' boys, we ordered catfish, we ordered eggplant fries. Literally everything was good.
Yeah.
Everything authentic that you would think about.
Yeah. So then we went and met Clem and Madison at the oldest bar in New Orleans, and they don't have electricity. You can't see me doing air quotes.
Yeah.
There's electricity in there. They just have it all covered. And drank some super sugary, strong slushies there. then we did a walk, and we
on Bourbon Street.
On Bourbon, and came across this slush. There's slushy places everywhere. But I was trying to figure out what to order, and this old lady was like, just ask him for the special. I was like, what is that? She goes, I don't know, but it's good.
Everyone's kind of like sideways there. Like everyone's drunk.
So
I bet.
So I'm like, homie, can I get the special? And he's like, yeah. So I watch him make this damn slushy, and like it's one of those tower like cups that has like the 2 foot long straws.
Think of like a martini, but just extended to 2 feet.
Yeah,
plastic.
And so Madison and I were like, we're gonna share this because we'll be destroyed if we drink one ourselves. And so we started mixing it. It was like, all right, this first one was just Everclear, and then the next one was Fleischmann's brandy. And most of you probably don't know what that is. There's a lot of it in Wisconsin. It's just the grossest brandy you'll ever have. It's just like pure alcohol, makes you black out.
Would you like say it's kind of like Hawkeye?
It's worse than Hawkeye.
Okay, so it's like the brandy version of Hawkeye, except worse.
Yeah. And then like 109 octane, and then an extra couple shots of Everclear. They mixed it all up and handed it to us, and you could just taste the booze. So I'm glad I wasn't drinking myself.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Then we all stumbled and got these.
Like the sugar couldn't even cover it up, is what he's saying. So like, it's not just like the slushy drinks. All those like it hits you like a little bit with some alcohol. No, this is straight gasoline.
Yeah.
Gasoline.
Jet fuel.
Then we stumbled and got some big ass beers, and then we went to the fire fountain.
Oh God!
The fire fountain is the worst.
I'm glad that you're on this episode because I forgot that was
the worst experience of my life.
Yes, that was the worst experience I've ever had in a bar. I felt like being attacked.
I was so
being
uncomfortable.
Abused.
What's a fire
So
fountain?
we were all drunkenly stumbling around
on Bourbon Street,
and we look to our right, and there's this fountain that has fire in the middle. I'm like, let's go in there, guys.
Like a water fountain that has fire.
Just like a fancy fountain that has fire in the middle. And so, it's natural gas. That's how.
Sure.
So we stumble in there and we're like, hey guys, let's and they were playing country and we're like, what is going on? And this lady taps,
but it's all live music. They don't a lot of the clubs there, almost all the clubs don't have like some DJ DJ.
Right. It's either no music or live music.
Exactly, yeah.
Cool. So this lady taps, I think Madison or Lydia on the shoulder and just like shoves a shot in their mouth. And that's what happened. Like people would tap.
No, it was you that got hit first. You got hit first twice by some other lady.
So taps me on the shoulder, I turn around, and she's like, hey, and takes the shots, like those 2 test tube shots.
Yeah, they're like test tube shots.
Takes them out, shoves them in my mouth, and tips my head and says, thanks, babe.
No. You're getting this wrong.
Oh my gosh.
He was a little bit drunk. So she takes them, puts them in her mouth, and she goes.
That was second round of shots.
Okay, go.
Oh my gosh.
That like got us all around, and we're like, oh damn it. And I think Lydia or Madison bought that round. And then another chick comes up, grabs me, spins me around, pulls 2 out of her fucking
like little test tube rack
holder, shoves them in her tits, grabs my hair, pushes it down, forces me up, and then drags me to the bar to pay.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
what?
Yeah.
To pay?
Yeah, she was making, that's how
they get you.
And then as we're sitting by the bar, she takes 3 shots herself and goes, you're paying for those, right? I'm like, no. And the bartender's like, you are.
What?
Yeah.
So
they're like $4 or $5.
I spent $36 on shots, and I took 2 of them. And we got back.
Man,
we're getting ready. I'm like, guys, we gotta leave. And this girl walks up, poor girl, super nice, walks up and goes, would any of you guys like some shots? And like collectively, we just all screamed no.
Yeah, we all did.
Ran away.
So you missed a few of the details there because I want to give myself some kudos. Okay? So the first girl does come up and gets like everybody, and Madison pays, okay? And then the second girl comes up. It doesn't get everybody. She only gets Alex and like Madison. She in Madison pays or something. And then the second girl comes up and gets Alex, gets Daniel, gets Madison, gets Clem, gets Lydia.
Jeez.
Comes to me. I'm like, get away from me. I'm like, hell no. I didn't take a single one of those shots. I'm the only one.
Oh my gosh.
Then Lydia had to pay, and it was like $40 too.
Jesus.
So yeah, they get you. That's how they do it. They just walk
Right.
around, they put them in their
I mean-
mouth, like make it look like some single dudes just out in New Orleans trying to have fun or whatever. Like they put them out, they shove their face. Like it was just a madhouse.
It was the most uncomfortable thing I've ever
It was
had.
so weird. It's like you're getting forced to take shots. When you want to take shots, you're on Bourbon Street in New Orleans on Halloween weekend, but it's like, ugh.
That's
it was
really
super
weird.
gross.
We went home after that.
Yeah. So let's get into the actual music festival though.
Yeah, so
Friday, we all go as a group.
yeah, we went to, it's in City Park, which is this big ass park in New Orleans. We did what? Super Mario
Super Mario on Friday.
on Friday.
Super Mario, nice.
So
5 Toads, Mario, and Bowser and Yoshi. You were Bowser. I was
yep,
Blue Toad.
Blue Toad.
a bunch of shitty toads.
Yeah.
So yeah, Friday was what acts, Sean?
So Friday, the highlights for me, Nightmare. Nightmare was unreal. And like, it makes me really pissed off that I missed him at Somerset, I think 2016.
Yeah.
No, we saw him. He was in that really terrible tent stage.
So we walked up and we saw him for like 3 seconds.
and then we bounced.
Yeah,
it was
because
terrible.
I had just
Well, it was
danced.
so packed.
It was on Sunday too,
Yeah.
and I had just danced my butt off from Mr. Carmack. But okay, that's a long time ago. So I mean, I love Nightmare. Like I didn't really care about LCD Sound System. I know that's gonna be like horrible to hear for a lot of listeners out there, but LCD Sound System just doesn't do it for me. Had to go see Nightmare, but Kendrick Lamar, one of my favorite sets of the entire year, probably is my favorite set in the entire year. Comes out to DNA, and after that, I'm just like, oh my god, let's go, baby, let's go.
Super hyped. I can only imagine Sean jumping around.
It's literally just Sean jumping on my shoulders going, let's go, K-Dot, let's go.
Yeah, I kept saying K-Dot.
Like, just the hypest ever. Yeah, no, Nightmare, like, has, throughout the year, I've seen him a couple times this year, and, like, every single time I'm just like, I can see him more.
Man, 515 Alive, that was a beautiful set.
I guess my big sets on Friday,
Yeah.
like Marion Hill, like I'd listen to her, but like her show was dope, and I mean I only watched part of it.
So I want to just kind of frame that for the listeners. Marion Hill was our Fridays, and we'll get into it for Saturday, Andrew McMahon, but like it's right when the sunset's coming down, you're a little bit tipsy. I mean, it's just like a really, really good set to have. It's a great alternative, awesome vocals, good musicianship.
Smallest girl I've ever seen.
Jesus, I know, right?
Yeah, then Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness, like, man, I was like, all right, I'm going to go see some of his new stuff. Like, I've liked him since something corporate. And then he broke out Jack's Mannequin, and I was like, yep, High School Alex is super happy.
So that was Friday, right?
Yeah, it was Friday.
Okay.
And then we went from there to Nightmare. Then we went to Kendrick.
K-Dot. So a lot of the before we even went, some of the group wanted to go see LCD, and it was really cool that everyone's just like, screw it, we want to stick together. We'll all go see Nightmare. So shout out to my crew because that was awesome. Saturday we went as superheroes.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. I mean, I finally, after over about 10 years now. Yeah, 2007 I think is when The Dark Knight came out. I've been obsessed with Heath Ledger's Joker. Finally got to be him. It was a beautiful moment for me.
Yeah.
We have like, you guys have a Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Can we put out Sean's 10-second horror story?
Oh.
He woke up in the morning, and I took the fantastic photo of him. Just like he went to sleep.
This is Sunday morning.
He went to sleep with his Joker makeup on. It's the best photo I've ever taken in my life.
So good.
And there's also Saturday.
Talk about the music, Alex.
Saturday, we went fairly early, right? We went at like 3 or 4.
Yeah, so we didn't really get to do lots of exploring.
We wanted to see K-Flay, but the line was ridiculous, so we didn't get in for them.
Right.
And we went straight to Whitney.
I was so worried. Like, actually, we tried to go early. We ended up like taking our time a little bit. So Whitney played at like 6 something.
6:30.
Yeah, so like
got there 15 minutes before they started.
right, but we got in line at like 4:30, 4:45. Yeah.
And it was so cold. It dropped down to 40 degrees, and it was super windy. And like I was cold, so I feel sorry for the girls that were wearing like not a lot of clothes.
Right. Yeah, true.
And you could tell the people that lived there because they had like coats and scarves and hats.
Oh man.
And nobody sold tapestries or blankets there.
No one.
So
Dang,
like
really?
yeah, it was
Interesting.
Yeah, so
and they wouldn't let you bring blankets in, so that was
Right.
kind of weird too. Like you couldn't bring blankets and like tapestries in to sit on, but you
Weird.
also couldn't buy them. It was weird.
I mean, they said that on the thing, but everybody brought them in. They didn't stop.
I
us.
saw a
but like
few,
the thing is, we didn't pack one because the list said prohibited.
Yeah, and you couldn't bring chairs, but they had like no chair section, so like you could
Right.
still sit in chairs behind this no chair area.
That
which
was
didn't make
cool.
sense. But like they said, no
Yeah.
chairs. Like
So yeah, we went from Whitney to Millennium.
so, first of all, Whitney was my number top 3 for me. Top 3, top 5 like acts. I had to see them. I've been obsessed with their album Light on the Lake, Light Up the Lake, or whatever. I've been super obsessed with No Woman. That song is one of my favorite songs I've discovered this year. I know it came out last year. They just released the audio or the studio like whatever alter B-sides and whatever studio versions.
Okay.
So I am gonna listen to that. That just came out Friday.
Nice.
But yeah, Whitney was unreal. Millennium was playing during Whitney. I stayed back.
So
Go ahead,
Whitney.
Alex.
So this is where we broke apart.
Yeah.
So we were going to do Millennium's after party, and some people wanted to see Millennium, who played directly after Whitney, but at the exact same time, Brand New played.
Yeah, that's what it was.
We watched Whitney, and then the crew broke. A couple went to, I think just Madison and Clem went to Millennium.
Yeah.
And the rest of us went and saw Brand New play.
Yeah.
Which was dope.
Well, I stayed back and saw all of Whitney. I said, I've seen Brand New. I've never seen Whitney. And they were, dude, I cannot stress how awesome they are. I did not know this, but the lead singer plays drums.
Oh, what?
So he's
That's
like
awesome.
sitting there like Aaron Gillespie from Under Oath or whatever, but he's front and center, which is cool. I've never seen a drummer front and center.
That's cool.
I mean, as a lead vocalist, that makes sense. But
Right.
I went and caught up with Alex, Daniel, and Lydia at Brand New.
We stayed there for
Most
half an
of
hour,
it. I would
45
say,
minutes.
yeah. By the time I got there, we had seen like Jesus Christ and like everything.
So then we left there and went to RL Grime,
Damn,
who had just released his Halloween mix.
Yes.
And
Halloween.
people wanted to fight me because my crew was too hype.
What happened? What happened?
Madison
Oh my gosh.
and Clem and Sean. We're just jumping around. Sean has this thing where he calls DJs by their first names. So he was like, "Let's go, Henry. Let's go." As he's pushing Madison and Clem around, jumping on me, and I get pushed. Madison and I get pushed into this woman who's drinking wine because I sold full bottles of wine.
Full bottles.
That they pour in these cool plastic containers, and it
That's
spilled. And she goes, "You're buying me more wine," and I was like, "No, this is a concert."
Dude, I was
Yeah.
jumping pretty high up. I was getting on his shoulders, jumping
That's
like
awesome.
crazy.
Yeah, you picked up Clem and put him on your shoulders at one point.
There's a picture. Lydia has one. I didn't
yeah.
know anyone even had that. That was
I have a
awesome.
picture as well. Yeah,
That's
Oh,
hilarious.
that's sweet.
and
We gotta tweet all these out.
yeah, there was just that was cool. And then we kind of left after that. We met up with everybody because it was DJ Snake or Foo Fighters, and we were like, "Hey, we're going to this Millennium after party, and we kind of want to get warm and eat." So
Right.
we got the hell out of there and went back to the Airbnb and ordered hella Pizza Hut.
Lydia was like, I
yeah.
need my Pizza Hut. She can't go like a week or two without Pizza Hut.
I mean,
So-
You wouldn't
it's
be able
an
to tell. She looks phenomenal. But
So yeah, we got Pizza Hut, and then we went to Republic NOLA, which is one of the coolest venues I've ever been to.
yeah, so we paid
Further.
$10 each. We all paid the $35 price point instead of $25 for VIP, and we got to
Okay.
go on the balcony. So
Okay.
we got to see everything.
And
Nice.
there's these cool. I have a little video I can post out, but it's like a balcony, and there's a chandelier hanging out right in front of it.
But it doesn't like mess. You can't. Don't. You get to see everything. Still.
Yeah, it's,
like
it's
not
up
blocking.
high enough that like the lights hit off of it, but
Nice.
it's not in your field of view. But
Yeah.
we were like
That's awesome.
right up on this balcony
Private bar.
private bar that I spent $191 on.
I
yeah.
spent $125.
because I blacked out.
It wasn't even like necessarily buying everyone drinks.
No,
It
it's just I ended up. I bought our first drinks doubles. I bought Lydia and I vodka Red Bull doubles, and then the bartender just assumed I wanted doubles all night.
yeah.
And
And they're
then-
like $16, $20 each.
They were $16 a piece, and then apparently at one point a bachelorette party ran into me, and the bride to be was all over me.
dancing on him.
And
Yeah.
yeah, like she hit me up on Snapchat and was just like, "Hey, you were the guy from the Millennium show, right?" And I was like, "Congrats on your marriage." I don't know. It was
Right, yeah.
but all these people, like, I guess, like, kept running into me and adding me on Snapchat. They want me to show them around Forest
That's
this year and
hilarious.
things like that. It was weird.
We had good conversations with people. Everyone, for the most part, was really awesome. I think
Right.
Yeah, New Orleans was a great experience. I mean, the after party, I was expecting way more drunk and like belligerent idiot people, but there wasn't. Everyone was chill. Like we got to get our space on the railing.
I was saying, was there a good amount of space there? It wasn't like
somehow.
Yeah, like they didn't oversell. Like they could have sold the balcony way more, but I think that like they wanted to keep it VIP. So there's like VIP tables up there as well. And we flirted with that for a minute, but decided.
Yeah, we wanted to get the bottle service, like, but we didn't.
Yeah. Speaking of them keeping it VIP, I remember last take, you mentioned something about them being pretty strict about you even getting into VIP.
Yeah, we're going to end this Saturday with that conversation real quick. But another awesome thing is you didn't have to wait at all for the drinks. Like, you go up to the bartender and they didn't have a line at all.
Or bathroom.
Yeah. Bathroom was great, too. Like,
nice.
Which is like those things you don't even really necessarily think about when you're buying a ticket, like VIP, that goes into effect. But $10 more, if we have the chance to have a balcony private viewing, I think we would take it. Like, for $10.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's something to consider. But yeah, they're super strict. You had to have the gold VIP wristband.
Oh my god, no, not even that. So I got in line. And there was nobody in lines. Got in line, get up to the front. The dude's like...
To go back in to get your card.
No. This is to get in the first place. Lydia and I jump in line. There's a VIP entrance and a GA entrance. There's a left line and a right line. We're like, there's no one here. Let's just get in line close to the door. We get all the way up there and he's like, you're in the wrong line. He's like, did you buy a table? And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, how much? What's your section ticket on your ticket say? And I was like, VIP. And he just like laughed at me and goes, get in the other line. And then we get in the other line. There's like 5 people ahead of us and they give us this pink wristband to get in. And then you get in and you show them your ID and they give you a VIP gold wristband to get upstairs. And then you get upstairs. It's a mess.
Yeah, it's all a mess. But yeah, to end the night, Millennium was unreal. He played Bass Nectar. That's like one of the only videos I took. I was too high dancing and chatting with everybody and just like enjoying it. But Alex left his card there, so that's how I knew he had spent $191.
You didn't. You didn't know how much I spent. You're like, I think you spent over $200.
Well, No, that's how I knew.
So I spent like 4 days stressing out that I spent somewhere over $200.
Well, I had to go get your card because you tried coming back in with me, but you're too drunk. They wouldn't let you back in.
That is true. That is true.
That's like, it's just weird because Alex is, he never gets like too drunk. He's always the one that has the level-headed. So it's awesome to see him like kick off his shoes and let loose a little.
Oh yeah.
But let's cap out our segment. We've been talking way too much about our Halloween. So let's cap it out with Sunday. Sunday was all about autograph. No, I know. Our Sunday. Alex.
Oh, yeah.
Autograph was amazing, and I absolutely love the killer.
His set autograph, like I've...
Well, it was autograph and G. Jones.
Yeah, like, I've seen him, and I was like, meh, like, all right. But, like, his set was dope. I really enjoyed that. Did we see Sunburn at all? No, we didn't.
No, we skipped Sunburn. But
Miha's set was terrible.
Oh, it was so bad.
Like, I've seen Miha plenty of times. Always enjoy her set, but it was... not good.
There was no pop punk, dude. You screwed up Miha. No, but it was bad compared to like Miha standards. I would say it was an average.
We tried to see Post Malone, but they planned it. They put him on a smaller stage,
dude,
and it was literally backed up from the stage to the merch area, which is like 2 football fields.
It was bigger than anyone at all, including Brand New, including the Killers, including everyone.
It was ridiculous. But yeah, so we tried to see him, didn't really see him, and then I went to the Killers with everybody. Yeah, that was amazing. Like one of the
Killers were unreal.
Like best shows I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then Lydia, Clem, and Clem wanted to see Dylan Francis, and I didn't get to see Matt Forrest, so I went with them.
Yeah.
And we saw a little bit of Dylan Francis.
Like a song.
No, we saw like 3.
Well, Clem was so upset because you guys said... he pretty much said you guys stayed for a song or 2, and then you guys had to leave. You guys just decided to leave. You guys were just tired or whatever.
Well, it was like Post Malone, where you were so far back you could barely see anything.
For the Killers, but was it
for Dylan.
Oh, okay.
Like you could barely see the lights.
Why did you guys come back to the Killers?
Because we went and made spaghetti for everybody.
Yeah.
Because we were all hungry, and so Lydia was like, we should go make spaghetti. So we bought a bunch of stuff on Thursday, and we went back and made garlic bread and spaghetti.
It was amazing,
and fed and had it ready when everybody got back from the Killers.
That's awesome.
So
yeah, that was awesome. So that was our New Orleans Voodoo Halloween,
and then I flew out at 4 a.m.
Yeah,
that was another reason why.
Flying was grueling.
Early, right?
The Po' Boys were amazing. Architecture was unreal. The bike tour for me and Madison and everyone was awesome. Buzz Nola bike tour, always do that if you're down there. Actually, I really like the idea of doing a bike tour when you first get to a city anyway, because you feel like you get this taking all the culture. And
right.
I mean, he gave us like explanations of the history, and it was awesome.
Spooky cemeteries.
Yeah, for sure. Pralines galore. Those are so tasty.
They're so sweet, can't eat them.
Yeah, they're so rich. You can buy one and just nibble on it for like 2 weeks straight. Yeah. So Nick, tell us about your Halloween.
All right. So the
Friday before.
Yeah. So on Friday of Halloween. So the crew, as we were talking about earlier, the crew's been ever expanding because of, I think Forrest really helped with that, because we had a lot of people come for Forrest and
for your wedding.
The wedding, which is another thing we didn't really recap. But hey guys, I got married. No big deal.
Oh yeah.
So the crew was like 30, 40 deep at this point. So everybody kind of wanted to do our own thing. For financial reasons, Shana and I couldn't really come to.
You guys had just bought a house. You and your wife just bought a house.
But we ended up finding the Freaky Deaky thing, which was super cheap. We rented a car and everything, and the whole trip was relatively fair price. So anyway, Friday of Halloween, a good majority of our crew went to Big Gigantic and Waka Flocka Flame. Waka. Which was good. I was kind of bummed at first that Waka was headline because Waka's okay, but after you've seen him so many times and his set never really changes, I was like, whatever.
It's just hype.
He loves Des Moines. He's always here.
He does. Right.
He's our new Tech 9.
Right, yeah. But so Waka's set was all right. We all dressed up in our quote-unquote Tropicana gear, just tropical gear, which I was trying to think of the origins of this.
It's the pineapple.
It was the pineapple.
It's the pineapple from 515.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but Shana and I
touch base on that.
So Shana and I had this pineapple drink, and there's a picture of it from Electric Forest. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then
Lydia got one too.
Yeah. So and we just like kept that the whole night, and we like put wine in it and stuff. So I don't know, maybe that was like a subliminal thing, but whatever. And then you guys, it was like, yeah, it was you, Laura, maybe Chantel,
Louise. They spray painted that. They spray painted a pineapple gold at 515.
Right.
And they came in tropical wear. And that's when
you did too. You had a tropical shirt on, I think.
I did, yeah. And it just blew up. And it was ridiculous.
It just became a thing.
And now it's just huge. So we all went in like tropical gear, even though it was like one of the coldest nights of the year so far. So that was ironic and kind of sucked.
Side note, did you see Caleb got a pineapple tattoo in Denver?
Oh,
he
my
just
God.
did. Yeah, that's so awesome.
Dude.
I might get one at some point. But anyway, so we all went as that. And then so Waka was fine. Big G comes on. Big G kills it, as always. Big G also played a Bass Nectar song, which was awesome.
Yeah.
He played Loco Ono.
The few. wait, no. We'll wait on that.
What's up?
Because that was sad.
I'm laughing about Big G. There's some photos from that where he just looks old and tired. Like,
yeah.
He looks just drained, and he's back behind there, and he just looks so tired.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're kind of getting old, dude.
Yeah. So then, as Big G was playing, it all made sense as to why Waka was there. Because Big G starts playing, Big G plays the song Highly Possible, which features Waka, and then Waka comes out and does the rapping part, and I was like, alright, I see what you did there, 515, that was cool, okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. So I got to see that live, which was awesome. Alright, so then night 2 of the Halloween weekend.
You guys didn't go super hard because you had to...
No, yep. We all stayed relatively sober. We just had a good time chilling because we all had to drive out the next day to Wisconsin for Freaky Deaky. And then this is where that Halloween crew split again. So half of us went to a Freaky Weeky. Half of us went to Freaky Deaky in Milwaukee, and then the other half went to Freaky Deaky in Chicago to see Dylan Francis.
It's wild how, like, while those both sold, seeing they're a 45-minute drive from each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. It's nice because they kind of split the crew a bit. Because, like, festivals try to do that, where, like, they'll have varying artists playing at different stages to kind of split the crowd.
Yeah, like Decadence does, like, 2-3 stages in that giant convention center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the crew split again there. So Louise, Chantel, Shayna, Derek, which was his birthday weekend that weekend, and some of Derek's friends, we all went out to Wisconsin. We stayed at the Plaza Hotel, which is like this really old hotel, which in every room had like a kitchen and like an old bathroom and stuff. It was kind of cool. It seemed kind of creepy and haunted, but
Luis told me you
nice.
could like see under the doors of every room.
Oh yeah.
Weird.
It was a little bit kind of like run down, but it had like character.
It was
cool.
cheap.
Yeah.
It had character air quotes.
Yeah. So that was sweet. Okay, so we go to Freaky Deaky. Freaky Deaky was Bass Nectar, Miha, Ganja White Knight.
It's crazy. Miha played there on Saturday, and she played wherever on New Orleans on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Dylan did that, right?
Yeah, but I
Dylan
mean-
played
Oh, yeah,
Nolans
true.
and then
But I mean, it's just like when we saw RL at Somerset, he played in Baltimore, then flew from Baltimore to Somerset and played the same day.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So we didn't do crazy like matching costumes as much. Shayna and I went as like these zombie bass heads.
Undead bass head.
Undead bass heads. Because
I
we
like
got these cool like cowls that she bought us from Bass Nectar's website, which is like these little hoods if you don't know what those are.
So you did like the latex stuff for your like ashes and stuff.
Yep, made some good zombie makeup. Derek went as Yogi Bear. He had this big like Yogi Bear full costume with giant head and everything, which seems to be his jam. I don't know how you could survive a show doing
so
that,
hot.
but
300 degrees in there.
and then Luis and Chantel went as Shy Guys, so they were kind of vicariously with you guys there.
That's awesome.
But the show was amazing. The venue really reminded me of the Puerto Rico festival we went to. Like the name keeps escaping me.
what was the venue? Was it down in the big like the big park that they have, like the convention center?
Yeah,
like,
it was a convention center.
So they always do Warp Tour down there.
Okay.
But it was inside, right?
Right, yeah, it was inside. It was in the convention center. But either way, the name will come back to me. But it looked exactly like that layout. It was just one giant room. You could go outside for smoking area and porta potties.
Yeah.
It was perfect size for that venue because you still had plenty of space in the back if you wanted to get away from the
Bigger
crowd
than
and
Seven
whatnot.
Flags, but still pretty small.
If I had to say it, probably like 3 or 4 times the size of Seven
damn.
Flags.
It's huge.
They're big. They're huge rooms. Similar to like Decadence, but Decadence has it split into like this giant U shape.
Yeah, true.
Yep. Bass Nectar set was amazing.
The man, the myth, the ledgers.
The Ledgers.
The man, the myth, the ledgers.
What is up with that? Explain that. Like, that should be a
gosh.
forever inside joke.
Also,
Okay.
you had the time in that Snapchat.
Why is the
Which
time?
I couldn't tell you.
You can't see Lauren at all. It's just 12:42 and the man, the myth, the ledger.
So he sent a Snapchat to us during Bass Nectar. It wasn't a video.
It was a video.
Okay, it was a video. Okay, well we had screenshotted it, but it's like it just says it's while Bass Nectar's playing at 12:42 a.m. on Sunday morning, and he just has like the caption saying "The man, the myth, the ledgers."
And you can't see Bass Nectar because it just says 12:42 across
white,
the screen.
yeah.
He chose like the filter that says the time, and we're just like, yeah, this is a thing.
So, yeah, I mean, I just took some Snapchats. I was having a good time. I'm going to just say that was autocorrect.
Yeah, because autocorrect legends to ledger.
Legendary.
I mean, I can't really blame you. I sent you and Shayna one that said, I love you have.
Yeah,
Or
right.
I love have you.
Yeah.
I love have you.
The love you have.
Yeah, I mean, when you're just feeling it, you're not paying attention to spelling errors.
Yeah, you're in the show.
Yeah. But so for Bass Nectar, we all try to get up close, which we never really done for Bass Nectar. The whole crew tends to usually kind of stick together and stay in the back.
I'd say like midpoint. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't. I mean, I'm not a rail rider. I don't like.
Right.
We usually post up stage right.
Yeah. Yep. Any
So
festival.
The left side if you're facing the stage. But yeah, so you and Shayna, that's like one of your favorite artists. You played the night at Electric Forest, the day you got married at Electric Forest. Well, I mean, I really want to touch base on that because I feel really bad for forgetting.
No.
Because we did an awesome 5-minute conversation on take 1, but this is take 2. You know, we won't get into why it's take 2, but it is. And yeah, so he played the night of your wedding. He played in like for Bass Nectar to be playing the night of your wedding. That's like perfect for you too.
Yeah, I would say it's my favorite show of the year by far.
Yeah, so you wanted to get up there, the whole crew collectively wanted to get up to the front.
Yep.
Rail ride.
Yeah, I don't know where like Derek and the rest of his.
Oh, so it was
crew
just
were.
you and Shayna?
But it was Shayna and I, and then Luis and Chantel.
Okay.
And then so we were all trying to squeeze up front, and drinks are flowing. We're having a good time. And when we try to push up to the front, we're being respectful. You have to be respectful. You can't just push people out of the way. That's bad show etiquette. If you're ever going to a show, don't do that. And then so we end up bumping into a girl, And she gets really upset that we're trying to pass her. And we're not even that close at this point. We're still probably maybe 10, 15 people from the rail, you know. So we got a pretty good distance still to go. And for whatever reason, this girl gets real mad and she's like pushing us back. She's like, no, do not go. A little bit of a scuffle.
During base nectar.
Yeah, during base nectar, which is, we're just trying to have fun. I'm not trying to get into a fight. A little bit of a scuffle breaks out. Security somehow just pops out of nowhere, and they're trying to push us away and like get us out. So I'm like, okay, no, we're gonna stop the situation dead in its tracks. I scoop up Shayna and we get out of there. Because it's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to have a good time. Like, don't start fights.
Well, yeah, I mean, if he took Shayna, like, that would ruin the whole night.
Right.
That would ruin the rest of the set.
Exactly.
Yeah, so good job, Superman Nick in there, scooping his bride, or his wife. That's awesome.
So, but overall, it was an amazing experience. We got to saw Lake Michigan again.
Nice.
Before we
dipped out.
Did
you guys go back to work on Monday then?
Yes, I did. Yeah, and tried to get some food before we head out, and then like this place we tried to go to was like this. It was called Brunch. It's just literally they're just open brunch hours from like 8 to 3. Like, oh, that'll be sick. Well, you know, that sounds like a cool place to get some food before we go out. We get there, didn't even think about it, but they were like, had like a 45-minute wait. So
yeah.
Like, okay, fuck.
Yeah.
So we just ended up going to like some brewery place that we have here in Iowa. I forget what it's called even. But either way, it was a great time. Had an awesome time.
Yeah. Halloween 2017 in the books.
I think we did good. Hopefully we can keep the whole crew together.
We did our best recapping it 2 weeks after, right? I feel like last week it was a little bit smoother when we had that take 1. Take 2, you know, we had to dust off the cobwebs.
Yeah.
New ones formed. Let's chat about Bam Margera.
Yes, let's do that.
Flipping the script.
Yeah. So Alex, this is your topic of the show.
So like Nick and I grew up skateboarding with each other.
Right, that's like what solidified your guys' friendship.
Yeah, we spent like a whole summer just pushing.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bam is coming back to skating.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's been on Element forever, but he hasn't really touched a board in half a decade.
Well, because he's been addicted to alcohol and drugs.
I mean, that's part of it. I mean,
he's also old.
38.
38, yeah.
That's pretty old.
So, but no, they just came out with an Epically Latered and the 9 Club episodes.
What is Epically Latered?
It's a Viceland show about skateboarders that were influential. He was the first episode of that.
Yep.
If you like skateboarding, check it out.
Yeah. Epically Latered is awesome. It just kind of dives into skateboarders' histories. And for a lot of skateboarders, it's kind of like the rock star lifestyle. You start really young, you know, you're partying, you're having a good time. Most of these kids don't even finish high school because they're already making, you know, really good money in skateboarding. So the party lifestyle gets to a lot of people, and if you don't control it, like, you can really
choose you up, spits you out.
Yeah.
I mean, no one represents that more than Bam or Muska.
Right.
Like Muska was partying with Paris Hilton, but we won't go into that.
He was my number one. Like, when I was playing Tony Hawk, I never really skateboarded, but I was big into skateboarding culture with music and stuff. Tony Hawk.
Yeah. Back to Bam. So Element just did a 10-year re-release of his signature boards, and I tried to snag one. They did 10 of them. They did 50 boards a piece. They were all signed, sold out 10 seconds a piece.
Wow.
Bam gets on the scale one day. He looks down. He weighs 230 pounds, and he's like, I can't get on a board like this. So he buys a plane ticket to Estonia, rents a cabin, and spends 5 months biking and walking dogs in Estonia to lose 30 pounds so he can start skating again. I think he bugged out of there because, like, in Estonia in the fall, like, it gets dark at like 4 p.m. and it gets light at 11 a.m. So most of your days in the dark.
Wow.
So he bugged out of there to Spain, and Spain has always been known for like having primo skate places. It's marble, like there's not cracks anywhere. They don't chase you off because they consider skating an art form, so they don't care if you grind on a rail or something like that. Spent a year going around Spain skating, getting back into it. Element announced that they're going to start a video part for him. He put a bunch of raw footage up on his YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't realize how crazy things were for Bam at the height of things. at the height of things when they were doing Viva La Bam, he was skating for Element. They were selling 40,000 boards a month. And I think you get $2 to $3 per board you sell. So he was getting like $80,000 a month from boards.
Just boards.
Just boards. But he doesn't know because like Phil, his dad, manages all his money, and Phil just couldn't call him every time he got a check. So he just managed the money. Bam spent what he needed, but there was always money. Like he was getting paid $10,000 just to show up at bars and drink just for an appearance. I mean, he was 20, 21, 22 when Viva La Bam spun off of Jackass. Yeah. And he got the Jackass part because Jeff Tremaine saw CKY videos, Land Speed.
Right.
CKY is my, like, I loved CKY.
Dude, my buddy just saw CKY and him in Chicago.
I know.
Like,
yes, it's their like going away tour.
Yeah.
That's
farewell. Awesome. Yeah, so they filmed 52 videos of Viva La Bam at $300,000 an episode. They just gave him $300,000 and said, do something crazy. And so, like, he at 21, he was, like, given $300,000 to pay for his friends, his parents, his crew, and they would be like, all right. And he's like, well, yeah, so this episode we're going to fly to Transylvania and go to a castle. And they're like, okay.
They would always greenlight it, whatever they...
Yeah, pretty much. He's like, we'd say something and they'd be like very rarely they would be like, okay. Like they'd be like, no. Most times they just greenlight it. But yeah, so 52 episodes at 300,000, so like something like $15 million spent over like 52 episodes. Yeah, Castle Bam, if you ever watched Viva La Bam, is in Westchester, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
And it's this big fucking house he built or bought and has a skate park in a barn there. Like he doesn't live there anymore. He lives like 4 miles up the road.
Yeah, really?
But yeah, he was like, I'm gonna move away, and his mom was like, oh, look at this nice house I found. It was like 4 miles up the road.
Wow.
So
his parents lived there though?
No. Actually, one of the dudes from I think the Misfits lives there now. Like
they bought the house or they just live there?
They rent it from because they're
just on tour all the time.
3 weeks out of the month, so they stay there for a week. So he just rents it out. But people know the gate code to like he just would give friends gate codes to go skate or hang out on the property, and he has to change it monthly because you give someone the gate code and then they give it to 5 people, and then
it's so many
wow, what a mess.
Yeah, I mean he says he doesn't seem to mind it because people show up. He shows up. If he asks them to leave, they just leave.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Yeah, he was talking about there's women like just so obsessed with him. Like there's this girl living. I don't know if you ever watched Viva La Bam. There's a treehouse, this big fucking treehouse they built on his property.
Yeah.
And like some girl was asking about Bam. They're like, where do you live? And she goes, in the trees. And they're like, just think this girl's nuts. Turns out she was living in his treehouse on the property. And he woke up one night of her naked, like kissing his neck, and he thought it was Nikki, his wife, in bed next to him. He rolls over and she's right there. And like he turns on the light, this girl just drops to the floor and starts masturbating, and they have to call the cops.
What in the world?
Yeah, like his life is still crazy. But yeah, Brandon Novak was like one of his like really old friends, was really into drugs during
CKY, man.
Yeah, was really into drugs. Got sober, and so he's been helping Bam get sober. And he's like, yeah, once I saw Brandon get sober, I was like, I should make a change. So
a lot of this all stemmed from Ryan Dunn's death, right?
No,
it didn't help.
It went down. He went super downhill, like nosedive downhill.
Yeah. But yeah, so Novak got sober, so then he's been helping Bam get sober. Bam's expecting a kid in December, so like.
I can't believe first kid.
Yeah, so it's crazy. I'm super pumped. I watched the video that he put out on his YouTube, and like it's crazy that he can just dust off the cobwebs after 5 years.
Does he look good?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
he looks better.
And skate better than I could ever possibly hope to
skate better.
But yeah, like one of the most influential people for me growing up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was just super obsessed with Bam.
Like I remember going to making my dad drive me 4.5 hours to Minnesota to go see him skate.
Nice.
Wow, you've seen him?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I've never seen him skate, but that's legit.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely one of those stars I'm just glad and hopeful he doesn't burn out, you know?
Yeah.
Like Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington recapping the year there.
I think he's on the uprise, for sure. I mean, yeah, like we were talking about, with all that fame, it just got to him. He basically was more of a celebrity than a skateboarder for a long time.
Yeah.
And he just kind of pushed skateboarding off to the side. Alcoholism became a thing because he was just partying.
Well, he was getting paid $10,000 to go to a bar and drink.
Yeah.
Like, he had a 30-day tour in Canada where he was just getting paid to show up at a bar, $10,000, drink free, but then you have people buying you drinks, and he's like, I just took them. And then finally was like, oh, I could be like, I'm on antibiotics, so I couldn't take them. But yeah, show up at a bar, get $10,000 a drink, like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. That's like Paris Hilton was getting paid like. I mean, if you get a celebrity that's just like, what are they famous for? Partying,
right?
I mean, that's how you get your payday.
But it's crazy because like he went from a skateboarder that like Nick and I knew.
Yeah.
Then he went to Jackass and spun out. Then when they spun off Jackass into Wild Boys and Viva La Bam, he like blew up, and it was to the point like there's never been a skateboarder where a girl's been like girls were buying pink cardigan boards just to hang on.
Oh yeah,
like.
Yep.
40,000 boards a month is like unheard of. That's like more than most of the industry was selling together.
Right.
Like,
for the month, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that you guys are here to put it in perspective for me, because 40,000 to me is like, that's a lot. But Mario sold 2 million in its first day.
Sure.
Mario Odyssey, but like 40,000 boards is way different than 40,000 games. You know, like so. I'm trying to like understand from like terms I understand.
Sure, and you got to put that name on it. It's just one person selling their specific product. So, like, the general standard for a lot of pros selling their boards, maybe 1,000 or so would be, like, a pretty damn good month, you know, when you have a new model that comes out. But, yeah, when one person for their specific board is selling that many, and that's probably more than, like we were saying, most brands are selling per month. Yeah. You know, that's an insane amount.
Like, Element just had this cash influx that they were like, I don't know what. Because you have to think, band's making $2 on a board, right?
How much does a board usually cost?
$60 to $70.
Okay.
Yep.
So, I mean, they're probably making $40, $50 profit, or $30 to $40 profit on each board they're selling, and they're selling 40,000
a month.
Yeah.
Wow, so much money.
Insane.
Well, like it's awesome to hear he's doing really, really well. And we're talking about all this horrible shit, like all of our favorite like comedians, Louis C.K., a lot of people's favorite comedians doing awful shit. Kevin Spacey, one of my favorite actors. I mean, Harvey Weinstein can go get fucked. I never heard anything about him. But yeah, I mean, it's cool to hear bands doing really, really well. And we should probably just cap it off there. Keep it short and sweet at an hour. I mean, that's a good length. We had another topic. Shout out to Brandon. He'll be on future shows. But favorite shows, favorite concerts. We're gonna probably chat about that closer as the year. I mean, closer to the end of the year, I believe.
Yeah.
So next week we got Friendsgiving. We're gonna be getting together with all our friends, doing like a white elephant Christmas thing, and then also podcasting. So you can expect us back next week, which is cool.
Yeah.
We're getting the ball rolling. We're going down the lemon hole, right, Nick?
Yep, as they say.
So you can find me at Sean S. Johnson on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all that stuff. I usually post a lot of stuff about my cats getting treats on Snapchat. So if you want to see that, they're both really cute. Nick, where can they find you?
You can find me at Instagram at bazooka_Nick. That's about it. I have an art page if you want to check that out. I haven't been posting very much. I'm trying to slowly get back into it. It's just Nick Gandy Art on Facebook.
Cool. What about SoundCloud? You've been doing the Nick's Mix.
Yeah. SoundCloud, you can find me just Nick Gandy. Easy to find. I've been posting some bi-weekly mixes of just things I've been jamming to. So if you want some new
tunes.
Lots
of chill wave stuff, and you're cultivating it. You're a tastemaker right now for this whole friend group. Like you've been posting in our posting it on Facebook. You've been posting in our Snapchat group to go listen to it. Shayna's been reposting it for you. We will be reposting it. The EZPZ here. Yeah. Nick's Mix, NIX, and then next week you're due to have 4, right? Correct. Nick's Mix 4.
Yep.
So the 4th edition. Think of it as now, except good. Now, whatever. Yeah. They're like on 70 or 80 now.
It's weird.
Yeah, but cool. Who do you plan on featuring next week? Give us a taste.
There's some new bass nectar that's dropped recently.
Reflective Part 2 is sounding nuts, dude. I absolutely love the clip that he released with the second song. I haven't really listened to the full, but the first song...
Slather.
Yes, Slather. That music video is just really, really weird.
It's wonky.
But awesome. Nick's Mix, look for it. That's what Nick's going to be doing. Alex, where can they find you?
I'm pretty much on everything as Alex B. Word. So Instagram, Snapchat, Alex B word.
We should get into where that nickname came from. B word.
That's a long story.
It's a long one, but we will eventually. We'll touch on that at some point.
Like, it's maybe a myth at this time. Nobody knows where it came from.
The man, the myth, the legends.
We just make up stories and pretend that's how it happened. I don't know. But yeah, Alex B word on everything.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for joining us this week, Alex.
Yeah.
You'll be on future episodes. This is the EZPZ podcast, and we out.